welcome to this vlog. I'm starting the vlog here because in an hour and a half my dad's coming and we're driving to this new riding school outside of Oslo, where I'm gonna have a private lesson in jumping. If you don't know me, I had a rather long break from jumping, and I had one lesson in July and one lesson at the end of August, and now it's 4th of November. So I'm just trying to get back into it, get my muscle memory going, and if this lesson today goes well, then the goal is to go back there once a month to have a lesson. So fingers crossed. Is it just me that get slightly nervous before going to a new place, riding a new horse, meeting a new instructor? I don't know. I mean, I'm not nervous. It's more like, oh, because you don't know what you're going to find or who you're going to meet. Yeah. Oh, well, I hope it goes well anyway. My dad has said he's gonna try and film, so if you see this, he succeeded. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this. So welcome to this voiceover. I'm riding a Spanish, I think it was an Andalusian or maybe a PRE horse called Esperado, I think. And he was not very forward and very dead to my leg. So I had to work quite hard. So we started with just walking him a bit, and then I trotted him a bit, and now we are starting to do some trot poles, because when you are a new student, the teachers always want to see how you ride and how rhythmical you can ride and your balance and everything before they'll let you loose on anything more serious. So we did some trot poles. My dad is filming and he was struggling a little bit. There were some clips of the floor that I had to cut out, and he was struggling a bit to get me over the trot poles, but fear not, it will happen. So we had trot poles, walk breaks, and trot poles and walk breaks and stuff, because I am in seriously bad shape. So here we are trotting over the canter poles, and Esperado is typical riding school horse, I would say, and he's used to taking care of the students. So she said he takes care of them, so he looks after at the jumps on the poles when he gets to them, and slows down because he feels like he has to take charge of it. And so I was struggling really hard to get him to move forwards when we came to jumps and poles and everything, as you will see. Yeah, we're just trotting a little bit more, and here she told me she wanted me to do 2-point. I suck at 2-pointing in trot, basically because I haven't practiced it since I went to riding school when I was 12. I usually only 2-point in canter or gallop, and so yeah, I was struggling a bit, and my legs are like boiled spaghetti, so when I have to stand up, they work even less at riding the horse forwards, and therefore he was even slower. So yeah, but he was a very nice horse. It was like honest and everything. It's just nothing much happened, basically. But after a while, I got a little bit more to grips with him. Like, I'm struggling to 2-point. I'm suck at 2-pointing. So here we are starting to canter, and I was going to canter one pole, and I had to count the 3 strides coming into the pole. So just practice seeing a stride, and here it was the first time, and we struggled because we left a leg on the pole. And it looks like he's going forward here, but I'm like working my butt off, okay? It was really, really hard to get him to keep moving forwards. But we got like better at like seeing the stride. Yeah, and he was kind of hard to get to, like, to take the canter aid and like do a transition into canter. So I had to work hard at that as well. But slowly got better, even though we were a little bit like far out on some of them. And it's not like I could actually influence his canter very much because all my strength went into getting it to move forwards. So like collecting it or lengthening it was not happening, basically. And then she put up a little course for me. I didn't think I would get to jump a course, but we did. So this is the part where which I call look at me fail, because it wasn't very pretty, and he was very, very slow. Like, I could barely get him to move forwards. And every time we landed, he landed on the wrong lead because he was going so slow. And I had to take him down into trot again and get a new canter. And for every time this happened, and yeah, also we had cat in the way, so we had to like make a circle. And she had to catch the cat. Very nice cat, but like, don't be under the horse's hoofs, please. But like, he's going so slow into the jumps because he's like looking and like minding where he's going. And I was like, could you please just move off my leg, because I like calculated that we would get to the jump in this many strides, which didn't happen. So I did this course 3 times. My dad only got the first 2 on film, of course, because the last one was the best. Which was when I finally found his gears and got him to actually move forward. So we'll see how it works out next time. I might actually ride him spurs because my legs are like jelly after this. So yeah, so we got a canter. He's cantering a little bit more forward, but still not that much. And like, even if I got him to canter forward, it was like, as soon as we got close to the jumps, he was like slowing down, and it was like, oh my god. So we got a little bit far out from that one, and of course he landed in the wrong canter. I had to get a new canter, and at this point I was like, I'm going to faint, because I was so tired, and so like my chronic illness was like, I don't like this. So yeah, so every time he landed, it was in the wrong lead, and I was so pissed off in the end. But it works better the final round, I promise you guys. So yeah, so like this time you can see into this jump we're coming into now, you can see that he's slowing down. I'm like, go forwards, and he was not. So we always end up jumping them from a little bit far off. And here I was so pissed off, I kicked him. And the last jump was kind of nice, actually. Esperanto. Marina Mies. He's like, you should have given me a treat before we rode. I would have been so much more cooperative. Nothing more. Yeah. So it's the day after my lesson and I'm feeling a little bit beat up. I'm not gonna lie. Part of my illness is that I feel sort of like all my muscles ache and it feels like someone has like beaten me with a fist. Not that I really know what that feels like, but anyway. Yeah, so my, like, I ache a bit. I'm gonna do something different today. I'm gonna go to the barn the day after I had this lesson and see how this works. Fingers crossed it works, because it will be a very good thing for the future. If you've seen my previous video series about living with a chronic illness, I have a chronic illness and this is a big step for me. But I'm not going to film anything today, because what I thought I would do to make this video a little interesting was to film some of the exercises I did on Escador or Esperado, or I've forgotten his name, yesterday with Prikken. Not the jumping, because she can't jump, but like some of the pole things maybe, and sort of compare. I thought that would be interesting, but I can't do that today because my body doesn't want that to happen. I'm just going to take it easy today. So I'm not going to film that today. I'm going to film that on another day, and then I'm going to post that after here, and then we'll see how that goes, basically. So it's Monday and we're on our warm-up hack and we're going to go ride in the arena. This is the weather. So welcome to mine and Prikken's try at doing some pole work. And yeah, first I just warmed her up a bit in some trot. And you will see there's lots of like clips in here and cutting, and that's because the pivot kept going out of focus and I'm like very tempted to just chuck the whole thing in the bin right now. But yeah, so we warmed up in trot, just let her go on a loose rein, not asking her to do anything or like going in a frame or anything, just walking, like moving forwards and changing the rein and doing some circles just to like get her warm through her body. It was kind of cold and sort of a misty day, so it was almost down to 0 degrees, so it was kind of cold. So yeah, a good warm-up is important. And then after I trotted her and warmed her up, I walked her, decided to do the one pole in walk, because I have never tried doing any poles with her before. I wasn't sure how she would respond. And yeah, she was like pretty good in walk. She just popped over that little one, walked in a straight line, and I was like, oh, this is so easy. And then I did trot. and we had a little wormy. She was like, I'm not gonna go over that one. So next time I was much more prepared, much more watching her shoulders and like keeping her straight. Changed the rein and did it the other way. And she was really good, and she wasn't making a big deal out of it. So I figured I'd try the series of trot poles. And she was like, why am I doing this? But I think she thought it was kind of fun because I could feel like she sped up as we came towards the poles, and like she seemed in a good mood, if that makes sense. So we did the trot poles a little bit every other way, and yeah, the pivot kept going out of focus, of course, so I left out quite a bit of this. But yeah, then I walked her a little bit and I was going to canter and do the one pole in canter. So I was kind of excited and like wondering how this was going to go. And she was very good this day, very forward. So we just started with a left canter, and I was just letting her canter around first, feeling how she was, and she felt very good. So we came on to the pole, and she did that really well, and there was no hesitation or anything. So I like took another canter transition. She had a break between these two and did it again, and she was like, this is really funny. So yeah, and then we did the right one. Right canter is much harder for her because that's her stiff side and she's more unbalanced and everything. But I thought she did really well. And this is the first try, but on the second try, I actually managed to push her so that we got like the superb, like the exact right striding to it. So yeah, and I wanted to like put in this canter transition because she's so cute, because she's like throws a bum in the air. Because it went so well when I did it in right canter right. I wanted to do it one more time in canter left to see if I could like put her at the right stride in left canter as well, since she's much stronger there, and it went really well. And I'm really happy with her, and you can see she's like shaking her head and everything, and she was like, "Wee, this is so fun!" And she actually cantered a lot this session, and like cantered more than like 2 rounds in a go, and I was really happy with her. She got a treat because she was so good. And then I just trotted her a little bit on a long rein to like stretch her a little and let her cool down, not being like, I'm gonna canter every time I put my leg on. And then she got a long rein and a pat, and that was this session. She was seriously good. Okay, so I've checked and the PIV actually recorded today, so I'm really happy. And I'm also like buzzing, even though it was like a little bit hit and miss. This actually went pretty well. Like, she really liked that, doing that canter pole, and she's really happy now. Seems really like satisfied and everything. So we're just gonna go for a little bit of a hack just to cool off, make sure she hasn't stretched anything, and yeah, then I have to do all my chores and everything. But like, it was such a good start to the day. I wasn't sure how well it was gonna go. I think maybe the trotting pole was a little bit too narrow for her, but like, it's been such a long time since I put up trotting poles, so I can't remember the distance properly, so I just did like approximately. But anyways, we're gonna go hack now. gave her a quick groom, and now I'm putting her out in the paddock again. She's back in her old paddock, and after that there's the chores, and then I have to feed them. Okay, so I'm done at the barn. Didn't film a lot at the barn today because this is just supposed to be added on to the vlog from my show jump bag lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope it worked and that I got the footage to compare the same exercise on the two horses. Yeah, so I'm just hurrying to get to my bus so I can't jabber on, which is a good thing. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment. I love comments. Like. Please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time.